Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ian Preston here on my first channel, Ian Preston. Welcome back to another Cobra Kai video. Alright, now guys, today I just had a little theory for season 6 about Kenny and Anthony. I just woke up, so my voice is a little raspy. So, today I'm gonna make my theory of how Kenny and Anthony are going to be friends in season 6, if they are going to be friends in season 6, or if they even make up, which I think they will. But anyway, before I talk, if you guys are new to this channel, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, check out Ian Preston reviews, link will be in the description, and let's see, ever since Kenny and Anthony met, Kenny and his friends have bullied him a lot and cyberbullied him and made fun of him, made his life a living hell or something. And Kenny goes to his brother, Sean Payne. Excuse me, I just had to straighten my neck. Sean Payne and Juvie for help and what he's going through. And he said he knows a guy, and then he goes to Robbie. And eventually, after Kenny's being trained, he's being bullied by Hawk and Nate and Bert. And then eventually, Kenny gets all his karate in, and then he eventually lures them to the library. He lures Anthony and his friends to the library, and then he beats up all of Anthony's friends. Kenny beats up all of Anthony's friends. Then he exposes Anthony and his friends, and then they get in trouble and get suspended, but I think Kenny gets scot-free. Anyway, Anthony, at the end of the tournament, during the tournament, he tries to say sorry to Kenny, but Kenny just decides to get his vengeance on Anthony, and he beats him up, and then tells him, get ready for high school next year, because you're going to be in a world of pain. Anywho, shout out to Dallas Dupree Young and Griffin Santapietro. Anyway, and then in season 5, Kenny's now getting along with Kyler. Kyler kind of has, Kenny has help from Kyler to torment Anthony more and to bully him more, like put pool donut thingies all over him, pool thingies all over him, and then Kenny gets to kick him into the water. Kenny and Kyler and some of the Cobra Kai dudes give Anthony a swirly, and you know what I thought at first when I first watched this? I thought they were making him, whatever was in that toilet, which was disgusting, I thought they were making him eat it at one point. But no, they were putting his face in it and giving him a swirly, putting his face in it, flushing it, causing it to swirl in his face. Anyway, eventually, after what they learned, what Terry Silver did, Kenny starts feeling deep guilt, and he said, "I just don't want to talk right now." When Robbie wanted to talk to him, but Kenny just didn't want to talk. So, probably my guess is that Kenny and Anthony are going to be pretty mad at each other in season 6 and shoving each other, going at each other, getting mad at each other, and acting like how Robbie and Miguel acted when they were mad at each other, maybe fight each other, and then eventually at some turning point, eventually realize what they're doing, like, what are we doing? And then forgive each other, get along. Maybe I just had this thought last night, maybe this my theory or my guess is that Kenny's going to be pretty deep guilt throughout the show, and throughout half of the beginning of the season, throughout half of the season or the beginning of the season, Anthony's gonna feel pretty much a lot of guilt, and then, Kenny is gonna feel a lot of guilt. Kenny, my bad, and Anthony's gonna keep trying to convince him, "Hey, come on, man, we can make up," and like, "No, just not now," and he's probably gonna be like, "Come on," and I'm like, "No, I just can't," and then throughout the whole, probably half of the show, or excuse me, probably throughout the beginning of the throughout the beginning of the season and throughout half the season, Kenny's gonna feel a lot of guilt, and then Anthony's gonna be trying to convince him. Maybe Robbie will be as well, but eventually, maybe when they're together somewhere, Anthony's gonna be probably telling him something about this, and Kenny's gonna perk up and be like, "Oh yeah," and then smiling, and then eventually they're probably going to start talking about something. And first they're going to probably be thinking about something. They're probably going to be together somewhere with some people, and the next thing you know, they're probably going to see something funny on YouTube or something, or on a video or something, or they're probably going to be seeing something, and they're probably going to smile and start laughing together, and probably eventually talk about what they went through and what they did and how sorry they were, and somehow managed to work it out like civilized people. And and maybe Anthony will say, um and it was this was the worst. I'm sure this was the cost of the worst moment of your life, the worst mistake of your life, and if any consolation, it was the worst mistake of my life too. And so technically, yeah. And then Kenny and Anthony would both work it out together, then hang out, and probably, well, it would start by them laughing at some video, laughing about something, laughing about some video, laughing about something, laughing, and eventually probably start laughing about what they did to each other, laughing about it, and eventually working it out and becoming buddies. That's probably how I think it's gonna go with Kenny and Anthony in Cobra Kai season 6. It's just my guess. It's just a theory. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. My theory of how Kenny and Anthony becoming friends. I kind of technically had two theories. Either they're going to be mad at each other at first, or Kenny's going to have deep guilt, and then eventually they're going to get together and then start laughing about something and then work it out and then just be friends. But anyway, and even laugh about what they did to each other, like how Daniel and Johnny were kind of making humor of what they were doing together, how they did what they did to each other back in the Karate Kid movies. But anyway, if you guys are new to this channel, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, check out Ian Preston reviews. Link will be in the description, and drop a like if you're hyped for Cobra Kai season 6. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Love you all. Ian Preston out. And remember, Cobra Kai never dies. Yeah.